What's going on, everybody? So today I'll be going over if Mydei is worth it in version 3.1 of Honkai Star Rail. Now, we know he's coming in 1 week, so his banner is imminent. So is he worth it? Nuh-uh. He's not. I'm sorry. He's great. Don't get me wrong. I love his design. I love a lot of his gameplay. His animations look cool, but when we look at the kit, there's some things that are just off, and there's other aspects as to why I would not recommend Mydei at this moment in time. Firstly, I would say Tribbie is definitely the highlight of version 3.1. Granted, Harmony power creep is slow, so Tribbie is great, but you don't need her. I would make the argument, a strong argument at that every single Harmony in the game is minimum version or minimum tier 0.5, limited harmonies at least. And this is coming from someone who, up until I built Tribbie, or up until I got Tribbie, who is still unbuilt, I've only been using Sparkle and Mydei, and that's it. So Tribbie is nice, but honestly, I don't even think you need her. 3.1, you can skip the all 4 banners, and I don't think you'd be missing out. But Tribbie, like I said, is definitely the highlight of 3.1. But what about Mydei though? What makes me not recommend Mydei? And the answer to that is, well, firstly, his auto attack. This isn't the main thing, by the way, but I have to get this off my chest. Bro, his auto attack is weird. It can mess you up a lot of the time. Now, will it mess you up all the time? Maybe not, but let's say, for example, you're doing MOC and they bring back the Warp Trotters from a couple patches ago, a couple MOCs ago, where you need to attack the Warp Trotters. That's gonna heavily get in the way of Mydei's auto attack with his enhanced skill and will directly clash with that, making him essentially almost unusable in that state. And if that happens, you'd be better off using Firefly or any other meta DPS for that matter. I think that can mess you up a lot of the time, and it doesn't even feel comfortable. The flow of combat and battle is just not there with Mydei. Again, his attacks are cool, his animations are cool, his damage numbers are good. His damage numbers I'm pretty sure they compete with that of Firefly's. I think she does Firefly like level damage, almost. But the thing with Mydei is just, I don't know. There's a lot of free-to-play options for him in terms of light cones, right? You don't need to go for his light cone. He's one of those characters, which is always greatly appreciated. But I think the auto attack can mess you up a lot, especially when you're doing some kind of game mode where you need to fight multiple enemies at once, and it's not just one linear enemy. It's gonna be tough. I think against bosses, he'll be like a machine gun, but when you're doing any kind of fight with anyone with more than 3 enemies on the field, things can get a little bit iffy with that auto attack enhanced skill. Now, that can mess you up, but the main thing why I wouldn't recommend Mydei is because the banner that's literally coming directly after him, which, as we know from the drip marketing, is a Casterus. And Casterus, I'm gonna be honest, is just gonna be a better character overall than Mydei. The great thing about both of them is that both Mydei and Casterus have wide ranges of team synergies. It's not like Firefly, where you can literally only put her in like 1.5 different team comps. She has like no characters that can work with her properly other than like Renmei, Harmony, Trailblazer, Fugue, Link, Shine, Gallagher, and that's it. With Mydei, you can use them with essentially any Harmony in the game, any sustain. Maybe Aventurine would work. I don't think, like, the HP drain will be kind of a pain, but I don't think it'll be too big of a deal with Aventurine. But Casterus is coming way too soon. It's like pulling for Boot Hill right before Firefly comes out, just to put that into perspective for the people who are around during like early mid 2.x. That's kind of what the vibe I'm getting from here is. Mydei is cool, he's fun, he's awesome, he's kind of like Calpis from Honkai Impact 3rd, I think. I don't know. There's 2 characters that look like they could be Calpis and Amphorius, but point is, he's not worth it unless you don't care about meta. In that case, bro, this video, I'm sorry, it just was not meant for you. For the meta fans, Mydei is not it for the next meta defining DPS. He's kind of like a Yun Li, you know, like she can do damage, you know, they can both do good damage numbers, but it's just kind of like a for fun kind of DPS, not anything crazy like a meta shift or something like that. If you get him, that's great, especially if you already have characters for him like Sparkle, some kind of sustain like either Aventurine or Lingsha. Maybe I don't know, maybe you have Sunday as well. You'll be having a good time with Mydei. He can probably clear the end game for this patch, but I don't see the longevity at all for Mydei. I think even as decent as he is, of the B tier, B plus tier, maybe A tier character that he is, no matter how good he is, he'll still fall off relatively quickly compared to the Herda, who we already know Herda is better than Mydei, and she will always be better than Mydei in every game mode imaginable. But that's about it. Not much else to say about the Mydei arc. I think he's a cool character. I'm not saying don't go for him. If you get him, that's still a win on your account. He will help you out in the end game. It's just, don't be surprised if you end up having to bench him 3 months later for Finon or one of the fake collab characters. He's just a for fun character, again, like Yun Li. But that's about it. I'll see you. Goodbye.